Hi, Carlos Suarez, broker of Black Swan Home Group, here with you again on this beautiful Friday. I'm here with Eddie. He's a real estate agent with Black Swan Home Group.
Good morning. I'm excited to give you guys some information and some insights on the market and just easy ways to find customers.
I mean, I wouldn't say they're so easy because you did put a lot of work on it. Okay, so look, as a real estate agent, you will see sometimes you feel like you don't know where to find the customers from, and you may ignore the I want to say maybe the easiest because this is people who already love you, but but the source of leads that you have right there in front of you, and that sometimes we ignore. Eddie, that has been with me for now a couple of years, is that agent that is comfortable reaching to the people that he knows. And that has led them to the business that he has now. He has two deals, I think, that you're closing this month, right? Both of them came from him just talking to the people he has around him. Am I right?
Correct. Yeah, I think it's important to network, especially with the people you have the closest to you. I mean, those are the ones you feel the most comfortable speaking with, and you see the most often. So every time you see them, just a small subtle reminder that you're in real estate and that you can help them and keep them informed in this market. It's just important to keep all your clients informed, and they use you as a resource, and that's just the best thing that I found to do
Yeah,
so far.
and sometimes we feel that we're bothering people because we're giving them information. And you might be if you say, "Hi, I'm a real estate agent," and that's all you say all the time, right? But if you just have your normal conversation that you have all the time, and then in the midst of it, you say something related to real estate, that's really all you need, right? But you
Correct.
do have a listing at this moment that is somebody who's you known for years that you simply reach out to her. How was that?
Yeah, it's my front door neighbor, and obviously I've known her since I was a little kid. Before I could even speak, she knew me, and I just saw she put a for sale by owner sign,
Mhm.
and I thought to myself, well, what's easier than this? She's my front door neighbor. I have to knock, but I didn't want to knock. Just say, hey, I'm Eddie, and I'm a realtor, and here's my business card, and call it a day. So I did a CMA for her, and I attached a business card to it. I knocked, and I just said, here, even if you don't decide to go with me for your listing, here's some free information that if you decide to go with somebody else, that you have some knowledge of where the market is, and so no, so it's everybody's fair with you, and you have the best outcome whether you choose me or not.
And was she selling her house? Why was she selling her house herself without reaching to an agent?
She just thought that she was going to get more money by selling it alone, but
Was the price she was going for right?
no, definitely not. It took some time to work her down, to convince her, I would say, but at the end of the day, like I said earlier, keeping your clients informed is the best thing that you can do. And so every time she would call, I would just answer her questions, and eventually it led to her signing a listing.
And that's one thing. Sometimes people don't know how much their property are worth. And it could be either way. We have people who have thought their property is worth less. And then we have people like her, because I remember talking about her, that she was asking so way more than what her property was worth at the moment. And it was simply on the emotional attachment she had to the property, I'm guessing. But she wasn't really occupying the property still, was she?
No, no, not at that. No, she was not.
Okay, so what we had was that we had a person that had a property, was no longer living in it, but was still asking for X amount of money that was more than what the property was worth. And then part of what Eddie, if I understand correctly, did was able to give her the right information so that she can actually list the property at the correct price and then get it under contract and then actually get it sold, which is at the end what we want.
Correct. Correct. Yeah. Ultimately, you always want the listing, right? So like I said, just be an asset to them and answer all their questions, and simplify it as much as possible as you being the professional in order for your customer to feel comfortable and always in the right mind space, because sometimes they can teeter totter, depending on what you bring them with information. But you tell them the price is a little lower, but as long as you make them find an understanding, or not make them, but give them reasons that it is, and
Tell
it
them
is
how
what
much
it
your
is.
property is
Exactly.
worth. Yeah, because you don't sell your house for how much you want to sell. The market will dictate how much you sell your house for. Yes, you can present it better, you can add value whichever way you want to add value, but at the end of the day, the market is the one that dictates it. So we got her, right? You got that listing because you were able to just speak to somebody who put up a for sale by owner. You went door knock, gave her value, ended up getting the listing. Property is about to close in a couple of days, I believe, right? But then you also have somebody now that you're working with on the buying side. This guy that you're helping, where do you know him from? Like, how did he become your customer?
Yeah, so my mechanic shop, right? I go take my car for oil changes. I've been going to that mechanic shop for over 10 years already. So I had sold the clients, somebody else from the mechanic shop, I had sold them a property, and he was kind of like looking, but not sure if he wanted to buy yet. And it took him a few months, I'd say about 4 to 6 months, to finally start actively looking. But again, if people reach out to you, just answer their questions, be informative to them, and eventually it'll come back and it'll be worth it because they're going to choose you.
But be consistent, because notice
Yep.
it took 4 to 6 months.
Correct.
And that's one of the not one of the limitations, but one of the reasons why so many agents get out of real estate is because they give out information. They'll give out a business card, a postcard, and they want 5 customers to come out of one conversation. And that's not really what it is.
No.
The sale happens on the follow-up after you inform and you continue, you get value, and it ended up happening.
Correct. Yeah. And it's like my parents used to say, the money doesn't fall from the trees. The clients don't either, you know? So it's, you got to stay consistent with it and you have to prioritize it, you know, at least once a week. And even, sometimes, I mean, our offices, they were close by. So I would just swing by with some coffee, you know, hey, you know, just make, you want to network with your community, especially because they're the ones that, like I said earlier, you're going to be around the most.
Get an oil change every 1,000 miles.
Yeah. Every 2,000 miles, stopping for a little change.
But just to stay in contact with people, note that this is a people's industry. And we're here to help them, because everything we said was about giving them value, giving them something that could help them decide, because we truly don't convince people of anything. We give them the information they need so that they decide what's best, right? So follow what we're telling you. Look at what Eddie is doing, just giving people value, contacting the people he knows, staying consistent, and then knowing that the sale will happen on the follow-up, not on that first business card. The listing took months because she did try to sell it. The purchase also took months because he wasn't so sure he was ready. And then it all worked out with the follow-up. Both properties closing this month, right?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, it's just staying consistent with this. At the beginning, it feels a little bit like you're getting drawn out, but at the end of the day, I mean, it's real estate and things change, and you know they're the customer at the end of the day. So you want to make them happy, and then they're happy, you're happy, and
Everybody's happy, I'm happy.
Exactly.
Okay, guys, so I hope you find this useful. Enjoy your Friday, and then we'll see you next time.
Have a good weekend, guys.